All right, dear. So what do you make of Rivian announcing that they're going to be switching to the Tesla plug?
I am not surprised at all, and it makes me a little bit less anxious about getting one.
All right, there you have it. Thanks for watching. All right, now we're going to get deeper into it, so stick with us. And we're going to talk everything Rivian and how this is a game changer for not only Rivian buyers, but the entire EV industry. So let's drive. Alright, well, we are heading down the shore in our Buick Enclave here, and we certainly wish we had our Rivian R1S already.
Really could have used the frunk space in it.
Yeah, it would have been very nice to have that frunk space for some
then
extra space.
everything wouldn't be in my lap.
Well, the food would have gone up for sure, yeah. I think it's probably a little more room, plus we have the roof rack, which we're using here, and we fit everything
It would have been more room. It would have been more room because they would have been 3 across.
Oh, we could have done that, yeah. Yeah, had the whole back down, you're right. Whereas here we just have the half of 60% of the back down.
We're using the space we would have used in the back anyway with the amount of stuff back there.
Yeah. Yeah, but it would have been a little bit easier.
Yeah. Andrew, stop eating the food!
It's for the beach.
For the beach!
Look at that roof rack. Oh yeah, we've got our phenomenal 3D matte roof rack. Link in the description, but I'm a huge fan of it. It is it's a semi-rigid one, I guess.
All of these people are going to the beach.
The sides of it are like sort of hard, but when you like unzip them, the whole thing folds flat, which is really nice for storage. And we fit a ton in there. We have 5 beach chairs, a beach cart thing, boogie board, 2 boogie boards, like 5 super soakers, and some other beach stuff up there. Of course. Yeah. Oh, and life vests. So that's a phenomenal accessory, and it works on this car and on our Model Y. But one thing I think if we did have the Rivian that we would be worried about
would it be asleep?
Well, yeah, we'd have air-conditioned seats, which would be nice. But we would be a little bit stressed out, I think, about the charging down there, because
once we got down there,
yeah, I don't think that there were any like.
There was a Tesla supercharger placed outside of Stone Harbor.
Yeah, but there was no like Electrify America.
Nope.
I think there might have been like a 50 kilowatt fast charger down there at most, which with the Rivian, it's got a pretty big battery. It would take a while to charge up, probably like over an hour to go from pretty low up to almost full. But yeah, with Rivian now switching to Tesla, that means that we would be able to use the Tesla charger that is down there outside of Stone Harbor. Although I remember it not being an especially great station, but they have probably already expanded it, and if not, it's probably on their radar, because they've been expanding all of them lately. And by the time we do this trip next year, I can almost guarantee there'll be some additional ones, because they have been doing such a great job of expanding the network. And now with all of this money coming from their partnerships with GM, Ford, and Rivian, and who knows who else, they will be able to expand even further. So dear, you had said that, actually for both of us, we said that of all the things we love about the Rivian, the only thing we were kind of worried about with having it would be the charging network. So how much of a difference do you think it makes now to have that option of Tesla?
I think it makes a huge difference. I mean, I think also, oh shoot, we should have done that. Wasn't thinking. You could do it those people. I think it'll just be a lot less anxious, but to your point, kind of with the expansion and stuff, they need to make sure that they're actually doing the expansion timely, because it's just going to create more congestion at the Tesla chargers, and people are obnoxious there already.
Yeah, are you worried now that, like, with all of the, I mean, it's not like GM has very many EVs out there, but probably what they're the most of are the Bolts, which only charge at 50 kilowatts and will be sitting charging for a long time. And then Mach-E's and F-150 Lightnings, and I guess Rivians now going to be charging up all, clogging up all of the superchargers. Yeah, so I think they need to focus on, Tesla needs to focus on both continuing to expand existing stations so that there aren't lines there. So what they've been doing a lot of lately is basically tacking on like a new V3 supercharger to the V2 ones. So like if there's already, you know, a spot with 6 or 8 V2 ones, they'll put another like 6 or 8 V3 ones on now, which is great, but it can be a little bit confusing because in the Tesla it says like up to 250 kilowatts, but if you don't know the right ones to go to, you end up with the 150 ones. But maybe that'll actually be good for the non-Teslas will get routed to, or be confused and accidentally go to the 150 ones and leave the faster ones for Tesla people. But I think like a lot of it also depends kind of how they roll all of this out. Are they gonna have different pricing?
How quickly they can roll it out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so the plan for like all three, Ford, GM, and Rivian, is that in 2024 they're gonna have adapters that you use with the Tesla plugs, and then in 2025 they'll start building it into the cars and like switching over. So there is some time for all that, but I do wonder kind of like you know, if they're going to be able to kind of keep up enough with that, even, you know, especially like when the floodgates open with those adapters available. And they haven't really announced that yet. They haven't said anything about like how the pricing is going to work. Like, is it essentially going to be the same for Tesla and non-Tesla ones?
I can't imagine it'll be the same.
Yeah, are they going to do like other sort of, you know, prioritization or anything to keep it a little bit more of a premium thing for Tesla drivers? And then on the other hand, Rivian has also said that they're not changing anything about their plans with the Rivian Adventure Network, so they're going to keep building those out. Probably, you know, with the Tesla NACS plugs on them now, but that should be a pretty quick. This person didn't want to walk like the extra 10 feet to go pee in the woods. Yes, they'll probably start switching those over. Just they don't really have to change anything about like the actual the chargers themselves, or even really the dispensers. All they have to do is just change out the plug on the end of the cables. So I expect that they'll probably do that pretty quickly, and hopefully they'll build the network out a bit more, like across, you know, national parks and campgrounds and kind of those adventure-y, nature-y spots, which Tesla probably is not going to be focusing on as much. So as a prospective Rivian buyer, upcoming Rivian buyer, I'm definitely excited because I think it really gets rid of like the only thing that I was worried about with the car, and makes it even more compelling. Rivian also said that they're going to make the adapter free. They announced that on like an Instagram comments or something. So anyone who has a Rivian already should get that adapter for free, which is cool. Ford and GM haven't said necessarily what the pricing will be for it yet. But I think we can infer that. I think we can infer that probably, if you did have to pay for it, it would probably be like somewhere in the 200 to 250 range, the like same basically as what Tesla's got already for for going from CCS to Tesla. So does it change anything about our road trips, dear?
What do you mean?
Like, are you less worried about our road trips now?
I'm just worried about the amount of time I have to spend with these kids in a small space. But that won't be that small of a space. My butt is really sore.
Okay, you're adding a lot of insightful, helpful commentary.
I've got a dog in my lap. I've got cucumbers and basil.
Hershey's at home.
Hershey would not have fit.
No.
We would have been SOL if Hershey had to come with us. Everyone would have had a bag of groceries in their lap for the ride.
Who do you think will be the next one to announce switching over to NACS?
Oh, no one else really has like a huge Polestar?
Polestar, I think, would be. Yeah. Or, I mean, actually, Lucid probably, but I'm kind of surprised they haven't already. But I could see Polestar going soon, too. The only thing is, like, with Volvo...
I've been seeing a lot of Polestars, by the way, on the road.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
in our area, especially.
Yeah. I think the Volvos, when they have their, like, legit, fully ground-up built EVs, the 30 and the 90, I think you're going to see a ton of those around us. Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't be that surprised for them either. The only thing is, like, I think for the European ones are probably the least likely to do it, just because they're on CCS.
You just have to do the plug though here.
Europe. Yeah. But yeah, the only thing I'm kind of worried about with all of this change is that it does kind of put Tesla in a bit more of like a monopoly position, controlling the charging infrastructure for the whole country. But with, I guess, some of the other like actual charging equipment manufacturers and charge point operators like EVgo actually already offers the Tesla plug. Blink and Flow have announced that they're going to start making them, and ChargePoint will start doing it too, I believe. So at least like there'll be, you know, other ones out there. And oh, did you see that? So now Texas and Washington State have both made it the law where they'll only you can only get eligible for federal fund or for tax incentives if you're using the NACS, the Tesla version now, instead of CCS. So it's going to force the changes there even faster.
Why
too.
Washington State?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. What they do.
Texas makes sense because doesn't he have a plant down there?
Yeah.
Your tummy hurts? Why does it hurt? Do you have to poop? Okay, so poop. You have a pull-up on. You have a pull-up on. Go ahead and poop.
Or drink some water, Ella. Yeah, so I think that like basically this transition is well underway now, and like it's basically decided already.
Okay, there's nothing we can do.
It's going to take a couple of years for it to like fully switch over, but CCS is done in the US now, and the North American charging standard really is going to become the North American charging standard, at least for the US and Canada. Oh, but the best news in all of this is with the Rivian now and being on Tesla's charging network, when we go up to Vermont, we can all go together. And we can all make the stop at my favorite supercharger outside of Burlington, where they have the Felino's Pizza. Yeah. Where Arlo and I ate last year. And we can go past Fiddlehead. And if we get our Rivian in time, we are going to be taking it on the, what did I say, it was 10-hour drive down to Asheville? And we can test out some of the Rivian Adventure Network there. And it's certainly going to become our ski car. I'm just looking forward to having it to have a bit more space for our road trips, and you know, still be able to be in that EV lifestyle. We would have never fit in the Model Y for this trip, so the Rivian will be fantastic. Oh, and speaking of which, we are not only reservation holders for one R1S, but we actually have a deposit down for the Max Pack Rivian R1S, which is it's their extended battery that will give the car I think 400 miles of range, and have more power and potentially
Stop it, Arlo.
the second I switch lanes, that lane's gonna go slower. And the reason that I did the Max Pack was there's a possibility it'll actually be a 800 volt architecture one, which means that it could theoretically charge much faster. But that that is still a very big open question right now, because currently Tesla's superchargers, at least up to the V3 ones, which you know are installed everywhere, don't support 800 volts, and so you actually get much slower charging. Or sorry, you would be, yeah, technically right now you would get much slower charging on a 800 volt car, because you have to use the onboard booster, which is usually much slower charging rate. But I think basically it seems like Tesla has everything architecturally that would be needed to support 800 volt architecture. Like even on the V3 chargers, they would just need to make some simple changes to them, and then the V4 ones should have no problem with that, because and they're going to have to solve this anyway, because the Cybertruck is a 800 volt one.
Is he even making any Cybertrucks?
They are in production now. Actually, they unblacked out the windows at the factory so that people can fly their drones by and take videos of it. So anyway, so we've got that Max Pack one down, and then if it turns out that it's like basically the same thing as what we already have, I'll just get the deposit back. Look at it as an investment. Plus, we can see if Rivians are still selling for way over sticker price at that point. Might not be the worst thing to have a second one. Dear, anything else to add, since you have so much to say? All right, well, let me know down below in the comments what you think about Rivian switching over to the NACS standard in my driving. With that, thanks so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and hopefully we will actually get some good news and updates on our Rivian delivery soon. All right, See you out there on the road.